Hi guys, this is Pestily and welcome to another Escape from Tarkov video. Today I'm doing the full new player map guide / map guide of Interchange, teaching you guys where the extract spawns, loot, and danger areas are. So without further ado, let's crack straight into it. Alright guys, so this is the Interchange map. Interchange has, I believe, 16 players. It used to be 16, it might be 14 now or something less. It is a pretty contested map. Getting into the mall can be a battle in itself, and then once you're in the mall, there'll be people hiding in every corner, and they'll be camping the extracts. It's a pretty rough map, let's be honest. I'm going to try and teach them the best ways to survive it. For the spawning of the map, you literally can spawn on any of the maps. So from this whole line across all the way down this front, all the way along the back. There's also spawns along this wall and the other wall. So literally, it's just a giant square around the mall. You can spawn anywhere. We are on the front side of the mall towards the railway extract. So the railway extract itself is located just over there. For the key container, I like to use a docs case for this map. This is pretty much every key you ever use on this map. There are some registered keys, but I didn't bring them along. It's pretty obvious what they do, they open registers. Just be careful as you're crossing this road. It's worth sometimes as you're crossing to always make sure you've got something behind you so you're not silhouetted, but have a quick look and see if other people are running along and going across. You can go around the left-hand side or the right-hand side here. It doesn't really make too much of a difference. But yeah, it's pretty spicy trying to get in. A lot of people were trying to get their chumming kills, which means they've got to get 5 PMC kills between 10 PM and 10 AM. And there's also another task to kill 50 players or 30 players inside the mall. It's a lot. It's called Long Line. Then you got Shooter Board in Heaven on top of that, and then people trying to farm Killa. It is spicy. It is very spicy. Now, as for the front of and outside of the mall, there are scavs that spawn in this front section over there. And that's pretty much the only place in the front of the mall that scavs will spawn. There are hidden stashes, like located there and over here. I do have a guide on hidden stashes. I don't think there's been any new ones added. I might be wrong. If there is, I'll update the guide eventually. As for the front of the mall, I guess the best way to explain it is from the front side of the mall, you've got Idea on this third. The middle third on the back side of it is Goshan, and then the far other side is OLI. If you're trying to learn this map, besides obviously doing this guide, the easiest way to understand the map is work out that this is the center entrance right there. That center line that goes through the middle of the mall, just work out on what side of that you are, and then you should have an understanding on where you are in the map. Sounds simple. I'm sure you'll get confused. Now, there is a basement level or a parking lot level down the bottom. So I usually just call that like underground. And then as I come up, I call this ground floor or first floor or whatever you want to call it. Right? I don't know how you Americans do it, but this is first and then top floor. As for this, for Idea itself. Oh, sorry, I missed the pharmacy. So down here at the entrance to Idea, there's the pharmacy key. There is LEDX spawns in here, or it can spawn a LEDX. It's very rare. But yeah, looking on these shelves, there's heaps of meds you can loot. And just something to take note of. It's a good little place to top up loot. Now, as I say, with all my guides, for the map guides, I film in offline mode, and the loot is definitely worse in offline mode, so you won't see as many crates and spawns. When you go on online, you'll actually see better loot. Now, as for Idea, a lot of scavs will spawn in this front section and along the front register section, and then along through this area here. A lot of players will be rushing for this area that we're going into right now. There is a quest that requires you to pick up an item from the table right there. But there is actually really decent chances of graphics cards spawning and Tetrises and stuff like that on these boxes here. So not only are there computers to loot, but on these back shelves, only on this side, like see how there's that circuit board, you can find Tetrises and graphics cards pretty often. This side has no loot. I don't know why. It's never had loot. So yeah, a graphics card at the moment is worth like 800, 900,000. So that's why people are so panicky on getting it. Now, back in the day, there used to be really common spawns for lions on this right here. And then pretty much, I'm not going to go through them just because they're not very common anymore. But any shelf that looks like this, so there's one there, there's one just over there. And then on the other side of this wall, there's another one. And then there's some shelves a little further down. I'm blocked, I think. So that there. All right, looks like I'm showing you. Ah, it's here. Inside the shelves here. And then on the back side of this wall, there's another shelf. That can all spawn cats and lions. It used to be super common. But yeah, not so much anymore. I once collected like 830 cats or something. It was the most amount of cats you could fit in the stash before you could have thick item cases and stuff like that. I filled my entire stash up with cats. And then they wiped the next day. Just a bit of Pestily lore history. That's how bored I used to get playing this game. What am I going to do this wipe? I'm going to collect 832 cats. So there was a video on it. All right, so power station. Now, there's are some extra areas of the map that require you to have the power on. So that's why we're heading here nice and early. So then that way we don't have to worry about being able to get access to certain things. Now, power station has a pretty good chance of spawning scavs. So if you need to get scav kills, it does work. One of the first tasks, like sales night or whatever it is. I can't remember. Make ultra great again. That's it. Can spawn. It requires you to kill a lot of scavs. So here is the car extract. If the car is up, it'll be spawned right there. It's like a black SUV. We've got computers in this room. And if you spawn in this area, just be careful that people will try and rush over here for two reasons. One, to kill you. And two, the loot's actually not too bad. So we've got the filing cabinets. We've got some computers. And we have a lot of jackets. There's 4 jackets. There's normally 2 on this side and 2 on the other side. Duffel bag. And then there's like 3 or 4. There's normally a toolbox there, and over here. There's 3 toolboxes in this section here. Also, a LEDX can spawn right here. Very rare. It's a med spawn, but anywhere a med spawns, a LEDX can spawn, so you might as well check it. As for the outside, toolboxes are pretty common in these buildings. So you can get toolboxes in this one, weapon crate, and if you have the power station key or whatever it's called, power utility key, opens up that one. There's a couple of weapon crates in there. There is a hidden stash on the other side of the blue fence down that end as well. All right, now that we've done Idea and the power station, we're going to head towards Goshan. You should be able to follow me along in offline mode. And just pause the video as you go if you need to find like more information or want to explore a little bit more. Now, if you're newer to Tarkov and you just want to make some money, doing a no backpack run is actually pretty viable. Try and get the biggest rig you can, and you can spawn in, and depending on if you spawn on the railway side or the Emercom side, you can loot the back areas of Idea. There's a heap of technical items in there, and also along the back shelf here. So stuff like this, particularly early in the wipe, it sells for a lot of money. Corrugated hoses and that. So you got a duffel bag that spawns there, toolbox that spawns down the back. You can even come in this room here, and there's some extra spawns on the shelves on both sides, and normally a duffel bag there. I don't know why they don't make offline mode just match the online mode for loot. But yeah, and you want to be checking, like I kind of went past it, but all these spots like that, you want to be checking that for loot. That's where all the tech items spawn. And they also spawn along the back here. So if you want to just get a nice cheeky money run in for Interchange, I would highly suggest that looting these back shelves, taking no backpack, can be quite profitable. Earlier the wipe, the better. But to get down to the no backpack, there's 2 options. One, you run down this way. You can just vault over this, run down that, and it's literally that corner right there. So behind that container, you can extract there. Just be very careful of someone hiding behind this swan tank, because sometimes there'll be people camping there trying to kill all the killer runners. So people that farm killer generally just go check the killer spawns, and after they've done that, they'll run straight to no backpack and extract through no backpack. So that's normally, they do that so fast. I'm talking like within 10 minutes, they're normally out of the raid. Even when he is up, they'll kill him within 10 minutes and get out. The other option is to go down this way. You can just follow it around and go underneath, and you can turn left and right and go through the basement. Now, along all these shelves, there is plenty of barter trade items and tech items you can loot. I think it's worth actually showing this far end. Particularly if you're in the hurt locker or you're doing a scav run and you just want to get a little bit extra gear. A lot of people don't know about these spawns, so it's probably worth showing you. So you run back here. You vault up this one. So the weapon crate here. You might just have to go this one. I think you can just run across this, but another weapon crate there. And then there's more in this one. There's usually a weapon crate there and potentially there. And also on top of that box there. So there's like 5 weapon crates very close to each other. And if you're trying to get an extra gun or two and you're a bit down in loot, it's a pretty safe area to loot. The people running to Emercom are generally not just running straight past here. You might have people running doing the loot down the back of here. But generally speaking, if you're on a scav run, it's later in the raid. And if you just want to top up on the way out, it's a pretty decent option. Alternatively, you run in through this door here, back into Goshan. And if you're after car batteries, this is your car battery spawn. So along this wall here, along this whole wall here, and then along this wall as well, you can get car batteries. They'll sometimes spawn a little bit like warped into the ground between the shelves as well. So car batteries and spark plugs spawn there. As for the shelves all through the mall, or through Goshan, there are food spawns. Before I go down to show you the actual biggest area of food, you definitely need to check these shelves every single time you go past them. So you go across like that, you go across like this, and what you're looking for is gold chains and bitcoins. They're literally the only things you'll see. Oh, and chainlets. Chainlets are worthless, but I found a bitcoin just the other day in one of these shelves. And they're selling for 630,000 rubles. So you literally just walk around like this. Doesn't take you very long. I probably checked it about 30 times this wipe and found 1 bitcoin. So, hey, if you find it, sweet. If you don't, it is what it is. But it doesn't take you long to check, and it's worth a bitcoin. Someone's saying skulls as well spawn there. Now, as for this other side. So pretty much, if you're after food spawns, so for the starting Jaeger task where it requires you to get like the big beef Tushonka, Amelia's. No, they took away the Amelia's. It's now noodles. So all your food spawns, I don't know if nudes spawn over here, but on these shelves right here. So on both sides of this and that back wall, and all along that back wall, and they even spawn sometimes inside these as well. If you're very desperate, you can check everything. But just check all these back walls. In offline mode, there's literally nothing. In online mode, you pick up 40 plus food spawns. So if you're after the beef Tushonka for either the starting Jaeger task or for general wares, for therapists, that's pretty much the best place in the game to get them outside of ration supply crates. Now, from the back of Goshan, there is a computer room here. I'll just very briefly show you it from the doorway, but there's a heap of computers in here, probably about 6 on average. I'm going to go show you the center line of the mall. Right, and now we're in the center of the mall. So I'm trying to do it all ground level so you can understand ground level. For the center line being this, idea, OLI side, and then the Goshan's at the back. So if you're getting a little bit disorientated, be like, all right, I'm on idea. Okay, so I'm on, if I'm looking at it from front, I'm on the left side, and that's the railway side. If I'm looking at it from the front. Commander OLI, that's the right side, that's the Emercom side. Be very careful. If you spawn on this corner of the map, there is one of the spawns will give you the Emercom Extract and the other one will give you the railway. And they're literally right next to each other. So just double check your spawn when you start because you can get very disorientated. You'll come in, you'll go be halfway across the railway and be like, shit, I need to go to Emercom, or vice versa. All right, so for this area, German displays a heap of tech spawns. So you'll get stuff like graphics cards, circuit boards, you know, ES lamps. This has a jacket and some toolboxes in the back of it. So, not toolboxes, sorry, weapon crates in the back. This is our next key, Emercom. So there are LEDX spawns in here. I don't know the exact spawns, but pretty much anywhere med spawn, you can check for LEDXs. So just check all the shells. Good place to find morphines, lures, all that kind of stuff. So if you need to top up your meds. There used to be a LEDX spawn on this shelf, or this, I don't know, stand there, but... and you do use a key each time you open each of these doors. So there's like 3 doors. So if you don't want to blow through your key, don't open up all the doors every time. There actually is some decent spawns down the back here. Hopefully you can... Oh, look at that. Straight through. If you're after motors and drills, these shelves are actually pretty decent for it. Some of these side rooms are actually becoming more and more goated. Like, for example, I think it's that... Just on the outside of that wall there, there's actually some decent spawns as well for technical items. Or your barter items. Alright, so Mantis, another one of the med rooms. You got med spawns, med bags and that. Another one up here that spawns and all through the back. So if you're after meds, there's also a quest in there. So vitamins part 1 will have you go into Mantis and Emercom as well. As for Brutal, it's just tech spawns, and then National has 4 filing cabinets. A lot of people will scav in and loot the filing cabinets and that. I don't know why you would do it on this map, but you'll hear filing cabinets going. If you hear filing cabinets, there's only really power station here, and there's a spawn of filing cabinets up the top. So I'm mostly just giving you bearings of if you hear stuff and what is in each store. Now this is Kiba arms, so we've got the Kiba key. There's 2 keys required. You might be able to buy both on the flea market, depending on if someone wants to hand over their quest key to sell it on the flea. But when you do open it up, an alarm goes off. A Gen 4 assault or mobility armor can spawn on one of the dummies on the side, or mannequins, whatever you want to call them. And then guns spawn on the wall here. So you can get an AK 103 or 104 with a thermal on it. M4s, a lot of AKs spawn up there, MP5s, MPXs, and then also loose spawns in these cabinets. If you hear that alarm going off, someone has obviously opened up Kiba, but there is a way of turning off the alarm as well. So this glass is bulletproof. So if someone's on the other side of it, they won't be able to shoot you, but that could change. Some wipes it's been bulletproof, other wipes it hasn't been. I'm going to go this way. Alright, so for down here, we've got generic on our left. This has got a lot of military spawns in there, so med crates and all that. Something to note. Back here, you can find like not rollers, gold chains. You might actually be able to find a roller here. Definitely gold chains. We've got the weapon cabinet there, jacket, and then there's a lot of weapon crates in here as well. It's this wood noise. If you hear it, you know they're in generic. Just take note of that. Because like when you're upstairs and you're like, oh, there's someone down below, and you'll hear the wood noise. So, all right, they're in generic. All right, so you've got a lot of all your electrical spawns in here. So graphics cards can spawn in here. Tetrises, Helix is your Tetris. Coming around this way in Techno or Texo. Same within here. There's a lot of spawns in here for all your electrical tech spawns. Coming across to OLI. I'm not going to do a full run around the map of OLI just because I can pretty much just show you it from once I get some stamina from pretty much here. So the way it works is pretty much all the shelves in the middle will spawn stuff like WD-40s, corrugated hoses, and motors. Along the back, there's these cages, and I will show you one of them at some point. So I can show you one over here. The cages can spawn your car batteries, and you've got some computer terminals and stuff you can loot as well. So when I talk about cages, I'm talking about this here. So that cage there. So those little like cage stands there, and on the shelves behind them can spawn car batteries. So if you're after like car batteries for car repair. There's also computers on every second one. So I think it's that one and this one has computers. Out the back here, every one of these offices has at least one computer. And the reason why I'm emphasizing on where computers spawn is graphics cards right now are worth 800,000 rubles. If you search every computer, you'll find graphics cards from time to time. So it's worth looting every computer you see. Now this is the OLI logistics key. This is needed for a quest. So the quest item is there, and you've got another computer in here. And I think there's OLI admin and OLI utility. I think this is the admin key. There's a computer in there as well. And also there was another doorway at the back there that goes to another computer room. It has a couple computers and a weapon crate in there. Now, as we go upstairs, there's not a lot of things to show you upstairs. I don't want to just be running around the map non-stop, but for Tech Night, there's a lot of electrical spawns in here. So all your computer parts and G-phones and graphics cards and all that. Gas analyzers, you'll need them early on. Ultra Medicals on this side. It used to be one of the most prized keys in the game. So you've got your med spawns on the outside, but you also have your med spawns on the inside. You need the key, so you need the power on to be able to open this door. Once it's open, usually you'll find your LEDXs on the sides and your defibs and your ophthalmoscopes. Not very common anymore. But hey, I think I saw someone that said they did 40 uses of it and didn't find a single one. Now, whilst I'm running around, I'll speak about the Scav boss for this map. His name is Killa. He is very deadly. He has a helmet that has very high armor value, and his body armor is also very tanky. So he also shoots like a laser beam across the map. So if you hear him, you need to run to cover. The best way to kill him, in my experience, if you have a gun good enough to kill him, is you run to a door after he aggroes, you shut the door, and you wait for him to run up to the door, and then you just spray him as he's at the door. All right, and then if you spray him a little bit and he's still going to kill you, you go back to another door and you just pray that he doesn't teleport through the door and kill you. But yeah, that's pretty much my tactic on killing him. I'm very consistent with it, but he's also very brutal. I'd say I'm probably about a 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4 survival rate on him, if I'm ready to kill him. He's one of those bosses that he can just sometimes catch you off guard even when you're looking for him, and he'll just kill you straight away. Now, the only reason I'm coming over here is this room here is, I guess, underappreciated. There is med spawns throughout all these shelves, and anytime there's a med spawn, it means a LEDX can spawn. So it's not going to be super common that a LEDX will spawn for you, but just be careful or be wary that or understand that you can find a LEDX in this room too, and on this table here, and obviously there was that computer there as well. So it's worth knowing about it. Go past it, check it, you never know. Also, if you run low in meds, it's also nice to know where all the meds spawn on the map. Now, running over to the burger spot. Oops. So this is pretty much above the entry to Goshan, is where we are now. On the top floor. So if you have the 11 SR key, so just think of SR as survival room or safe room. So that's 11 SR there. You swipe it on the toilet. And then you have now unlocked the extract, which is the safe room exfil. So once you do that, we'll head towards the extract. But what I want to take note of is if there's like the alarms going off near Ultra Medical, you can turn the top floor alarms off by clicking that there. So if you don't want to hear the alarms anymore, that will kill top floor. And then coming down here, we'll kill the bottom floor. I'm just going to show you what's the best way of doing this. Now, the fastest way down to the safe room as well is you come down this escalator, you turn left, and then you go through the hole in the ground, and then you turn left again. If you want to keep up to date with what the best keys are, I have a priority keys video in the new player playlist. Shows you where all the, or which keys are the best for each map, and also shows you how to use them all and all that. So gives better explanation there of every key. But also, if you're wanting to know which keys to keep, there's an image that we update that has all the keys on them. So you can just keep up to date by checking out that image. You can go to my Twitch stream, do !keys, and that will show you that list too. All right, so in this room, there's a heap of computers. About 6 or 7 computers can spawn. There's a triple stack there. You can sometimes have one there. Another one there. Another one on this side can spawn. Another one on this side spawns there. One there. 2 there, actually. I think there's one more on this side that spawns. Now, if you want to disable the alarm for the ground floor, it's this one here. So you won't hear the Kiba alarm going off with that one clicked. There is a back entrance up to the top floor on this staircase here, and there's the same on the other end. So there's the computer room on the other end of Goshan that I showed you. On the other side of that, there's that door that you can go out of, and it goes up to the top floor. It's a little secret passage, I guess, on the way up to the top. So if you want to get a flank on someone shoots at you on top floor when you're down in the middle of the map, sprint across to one of these, go up the staircases, and then try and hit them from the side. Squads move very slow, generally speaking. And they're very easy to spot because there's lots of people moving around. So you can take advantage of that, do a flank, and get the dub. All right. I should have showed you that before, but I also wanted to show you the alarm on, so at least you can understand having the alarm on. Going down here, we're going to turn to our left. I'll take you down to the safe room so I can show you that. So generics on our left, Raz is on our right. The way the basement kind of works is there's just one straight line across the front. And then there's a couple of passages, one here and then another one further down that go out towards the back. One goes towards the power station, one goes towards Emercom. So this is the safe room. Just be very careful that someone could be camping it. If this door is open and you're a scav, if you flick this right here, you will just lock yourself in here. You will not extract. Unless they've changed it, you will be stuck in here and you will die. So if you see this open and you're a scav, don't go in here and flick the switch. Camp it for the player that's running out of it, but don't flick the switch. All right, gold spawns can spawn on this bit. You've got your weapon crates and parts. You can get moonshine and whiskey that spawns on this shelf, and there's another weapon crate there. This lever, oh, the lever, cronk. This lever here, object 14, this opens up another crate over near the power station. I'll play a little video now, so I don't have to run all the way over there to show you. But it opens up another area, and inside there is a heap of weapon crates and stuff like that to loot. I don't really ever go over there to loot it. I don't think there's really any point. If you're already safe in an extract with a bag full of loot, why would you risk going all the way over there to open it? But that's what this lever does. And then to exfil, you just double click this. Oh, sorry, you just right click. Oh my God, you just lock the door and then you'll extract about 5 seconds later. Something to take note of is this key, depending on time of wipe, is usually around 300,000 or 400,000 rubles. It'll probably skyrocket in price after this video goes live, or it does it for like a day. It'll go back down. But you're usually about 300 to 500,000 rubles. I highly recommend picking up one of these if you run Interchange, because think of it like this. Emercom is very heavily camped. No backpack can be camped, and you've got a heap of loot. And railway's a long run. So if you're going to take this extract, and even if it costs 500,000 rubles for 15 uses, that's only like 33k a use. So for my theory on that is, for 33,000 rubles, you get a fairly safe extract, and I can nearly guarantee you'll either get like a gold chain or a Bitcoin or something from this spot here, a whiskey or a moonshine or a vodka from here, and that already pays for it pretty much. and then you get some loose spawns. So if you've got any squares, free. And another option you can do is if you're in a squad, send one guy down here to camp it, to protect it, and then to you go up and hit the lever, run down so no one's going to be camping it, and then that way you've got a safe passage out. So it's definitely worth doing it. Someone in chat just said it was 100,000 rubles right now. All right. 2 more things to speak of, and then we're pretty much done with this guide. Coming out this way, so OLI can be pretty brutal with scavs, and Emercom Extract is very brutal just in general. So just take note of that. A lot of people, it's trending more and more for people wanting to extract camp stuff. So doing your best to avoid certain situations can save you a lot of pain and heartache in the future. So inside here, there is a computer room right there for you. And inside this one, there's 2 more doors there for you with probably about 10 computers combined. That passage at the back of Goshan that I told you about, where there was 3 or 4 weapon crates that you could loot, that's just right here. So when we ran down the back of Goshan, that's where the weapon crates were. Now, out the back of Emercom, some things to take note of is people can camp on top of here. You can also jump across on top of that and run all the way down here and hide anywhere on the top of this and snipe people. So if people are trying to get the Shooterborn Heaven task done, Tarkov shooter task done, be wary of that. And then that is the Emercom Extract all the way down the back. I'm trying to get a better view. So that's Emercom Extract right there. So for this map, or for this extract, people will camp literally anywhere. So they'll camp on top of the tents. They'll camp in that bush right there. They'll even lay down, which is ridiculous. They'll lay down in the truck, back of the truck, so you can't even see them. And when you get close, right up to the extract, they'll stand up and shoot you. But then the other thing is they have to run to the other side of the map to extract. So this area is pretty brutal because like I'll lay up there to do my Shooterborn Heaven tasks and Tarkov shooter tasks. So you got people that will snipe you from the top, and then and then they'll be camping you on the extract too. So that's why I'm saying 11SR is good to go. Also using the car extract and using those other options. Don't just rely on Emercom. Let this player scavs fight it out over Emercom. Just so you know, along the back wall of here, there's actually a fair few like barter trade items, technical supply items, and then there's some also, and that's the door that goes towards those computer rooms. And then car batteries spawn in these right here, these 4. And then when we're back out here, you can all these shelves that you should be looking at for motors and corrugated hoses and stuff like that. That is pretty much all of OLI. The last thing I'll talk about right now is, as I'll run towards Emercom, which I'm pretty sure I've got the, yeah, I do. There's 2 more things I should actually speak about. One, the Scav Camp Co-op Extract. There's actually an achievement to use this one. So if you're a PMC, try and find a Scav. It's right at the very front of the mall where there's like a heap of cars crashed together. You can take the PMC Scav Extract. That will get you fence rep and also an item from fence. And there's an achievement for it. The way I usually do it, if I'm trying to just do it like organically, I just like go over there and I just do the shot pattern from like Terminator. And generally, like, some people just start shooting in the distance and they'll just say, hey, oh. And double tapping O, if it's green, it means someone's standing in it. For the Scav Camp Co-op, not for other stuff. Like, safe room goes green the second you put power on. The other key that I didn't show you, but I'll show you in a video now as I walk over to Emercom, is the 21WS key. So this key, it's generally not very expensive. I think I just paid like 50,000 rubles for it. If the power is on, and you're the kind of person that likes to run around the outside of the map, doing like hidden stashes and stuff, something pretty safe, the 21WS key opens up a shipping container on the I don't know the wall of it. It's like the Emercom wall down towards the front. So front left of the mall. There's a shipping container you can open up. And inside there, multiple people have done videos on it, opening it up 15 times and calculating the loot. Generally speaking, you'll make between 100 and 200,000 rubles every time you open it. So if you generally are just doing hidden stashes and looting on the outside of the map and not going in the mall at all, and you're doing it at nighttime and you see the power on, it's worth you going and opening up that container and looting it. There's trooper armors that spawn in there, there's full guns that spawn in there, and then a heap of weapon parts. So if you're already going around the outside and you're going past it, why not do it? Anyway, that is the Emercom Extract and the Interchange guide. Hopefully that's been helpful for you. There is plenty of new player guides coming out on the new player playlist. And if you're trying to learn Escape from Tarkov, go check out all my new player guides. They're all built pretty much for you guys to help you get the understanding of being able to get better at this game. If you found it useful, please consider subscribing. Help me get to the 1 million subs. Working hard on trying to get it this year. Liking and comment on any YouTube video, not even mine, just anyone in general. If you enjoy a YouTube video, pay the deed of just liking and commenting. It helps for the algorithm, and sharing it with your friends. If anyone else is new to Escape from Tarkov, share the guide with them, and that helps me get more discoverability too. Besides that, guys, hopefully this was helpful, and I'll be posting as many of these guides, getting them all up to date as soon as possible. So I'll finish it up here. So lastly, I'll see you next time.